Aries. We have the Ace of Swords coming out. I love to see that there. I love to see that. So you have some type of truth, clarity, okay? A light bulb done went off here. All right, through trial and error, you have finally found the truth, okay? I'm kind of getting Sagittarius energy from this. I don't know what's going on astrologically off memory, but I am definitely getting Sagittarius energy from that. Wow. Chariot wants to come out here as well. Cancerian energy. All right, so this is actually very powerful because, like, we already know knowledge is power. And so for you to have an understanding or a knowing, okay, for something to be brought to your attention, a conversation to bring some type of clarity, like, there's nothing better than moving in clarity. Okay, like, there's nothing better, especially for you, Aries. Like, considering you kind of act first and you might think about it later, like, Aries energy learns the hard way. Aries energy learns the hard way, period. Okay, so for you to finally have some type of understanding, like I'm telling you, and then to be moving in that Chariot energy, moving right on along, you can't lose here. You definitely can't lose. It's very powerful energy here. All right, I do see butterflies. I see eagles here. So butterflies do talk about transformation and change. Then we have the eagle, which talks about overcoming, triumph. And then we have horses, okay, which to me is Sagittarius, Jupiter energy, which is about learning. Learning, and depending on how much you know, you're in a position to teach. So this may be one of those energies here where you may be moving. You may be teaching somebody, okay? You may be putting somebody on the game, okay? We have the Knight of Wands reversed, or somebody has learned the game. They learned your game or you learned someone else's game. So now, you know, Knight of Wands is now coming out reversed. Knight of Wands in a love reading. This is like my Don Julio card, okay? Player from the Himalayas here for a good time, not a long time. This is also like a sexual energy here as well. Like, this is reversed. Someone that's very charming, you know, says what they think you want to hear to get what they want so they can go. That's a no-go here. And again, I don't know if this is your energy or someone else. This is how someone feels about you, or how you're feeling about someone. Or again, I don't necessarily read for the sign of Aries. I'm reading for like the first house or the energy of Aries. So there's something about this where you have a new perspective, first house energy. And so therefore you have a new consciousness. Okay, you're thinking differently. And if you're thinking differently, you're moving differently, obviously. And therefore, you know, whatever this Knight of Wands energy is, whether this is someone new or just someone that you are used to dealing with that just knows how to have their way with you, or vice versa, this is a no-go. We have the Ten of Pentacles here as well. So whatever it is that you know or how you're moving, this to me is long-term. We have the Ten of Pentacles here. You may even be coming to terms with how someone else is moving regarding long-term. This could be a vibe where you got clarity on, you know, someone's intentions with you long-term, okay? And now there's a Tower here. Something has obviously changed, or something is breaking down for real. Because it just almost feels like, because the Knight of Wands shouldn't really be in the same reading as a Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is long-term. Sure, this could be, you know, if you're in the dating phase, Knight of Wands energy, and this is someone's like intentions, like, I'm doing all of this because I have intentions of being with you long-term, Ten of Pentacles. But that wouldn't necessarily cause a Tower, something to be broken down and either just left as is or rebuilt. That wouldn't necessarily come out. Unless we're talking about someone who no longer wants to be a player anymore, and boom, it's a Tower that, you know, they are changing their ways and they now all of a sudden want long-term and things like that. Now, this to me kind of feels like a truth regarding long-term with someone, or the lack thereof. What that truth is, we're going to get into it in the extended. Link will be in the description box below. But someone is not having their way anymore, because either you found out, yeah, the Empress, whew, either you or whoever you're dealing with, you found something out here, or something was just brought to the light. You know, not all, you know, people are not as honest or forthcoming, but something was brought to the light for sure. The Ace of Swords does talk about the light. It's not always just the Sun card. But the Empress is the end all be all. You don't approach the Empress in Knight of Wands energy. You just don't. I don't care if you're trying to approach the Empress and, you know, whether you're a man or a woman, and you come correct, which is Knight of Pentacles, maybe Knight of Cups, you know, especially if you're trying to get into this person's energy, their life, you know, trying to build. You don't come with Knight of Wands energy to a Empress or an Emperor. You know, that's like taking someone to the bar, but you want to sit there and claim that your intentions is you want a long-term relationship and you respect somebody, but yet you're taking them to the bar. You're not even bothering taking them out to eat to a nice place where there's conversation, you get to look at each other. You're not being influenced by, you know, drinks, and we already know what that, you know, kind of insinuates. You know, take someone to the bar, you kind of have expectations of some other shit. Some sexual shit. Yeah, like trying to have your way, you know, Knight of Cups energy. Here for a good night, you got a nice little libido, sex drive, and boom, boom, blah. Like, something about this energy is definitely giving someone's intentions have been exposed. Now, I know I should go ahead and just get into the extended here. You know, just let the pen just drop here and leave you guys in suspense. Maybe I should. I want to see what this Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands is. See, and that may be the problem. Like, some of you are curious, or you were, and that may have been the trial and error. Now you guys know better, so there's no reason for you to be curious about what this Knight of Wands is. At least that's what I'm getting right now, because I feel very curious about this Knight of Wands, even though I already know what it's about. I already know what it's about. So I'll get into this in the extended.